Let's be honest from the start. You're clueless about the true identity of those you encounter. Worse still, it doesn't even bother you. You navigate through life making assumptions, interpreting and guessing at emotions with about as much precision as a blindfolded person solving a puzzle in pitch darkness. Have you ever paused to think about how many have swayed your choices, your feelings, or even your relationships without you realizing it? How often have you been deciphered like an open book without even noticing you were under scrutiny? You believe you're unpredictable, distinct. Yet, anyone equipped with the right skills can access your mind as effortlessly as walking into their home. I'm here to tell you that understanding others isn't some mystical talent reserved for a select few. It involves psychology, keen observation, and calculated strategies. At this moment, you are utterly vulnerable. Here's a revelation. Every action you take, from your walk to your casual chatter, to your expressions when you think you're unobserved, screams truths that you yourself might deny. You are like a map without protections, a diary left unlocked. And there are those adept at interpreting every line, every movement, every subtle facial change, as though they are reading a secretive script meant only for the initiated. But don't despair. This can change. Today marks a point of no return. We're going to delve into how to perceive what lies beyond mere words, to transform into someone who doesn't just watch, but truly sees. To do this, we need to channel a thinker who despised facades, Nietzsche, the philosopher who boldly proclaimed humans cannot face the truth, hence they fabricate realities. But what if you could spot these truths in others? Imagine if every dialogue, every pause, every insincere smile were an involuntary confession to you. We won't be discussing theories here. Instead, we'll explore 7 psychological tactics that strip away any guise, revealing what others conceal. Because while people can lie effortlessly, their bodies, minds, and emotions cannot. You just need to know where to focus your attention. Before I equip you with this knowledge, consider this warning. Mastering the skill to read people instantly might expose truths you'd rather not see: deceit in the gaze of a loved one, insecurity hidden within a confident smile, hollowness in a declaration of love. Truly understanding others doesn't bring peace, it brings clarity. And with clarity comes discomfort. But if you're here, it's because you're fed up with misunderstandings, tired of being the last to know, weary of being manipulated or overlooked. Today, you will learn to read anyone, not through superficial means or outdated techniques, but as a formidable tool. This is a skill that few can master, yet all fear. Because knowing what someone is thinking before they speak doesn't just allow you to steer the conversation, lets you shape the reality that emerges from it. Perception rules all, and the master of perception rules the game. However, be cautious. This knowledge doesn't only alter how you view others, it transforms how you see yourself. As you begin to decode those around you, you'll start to recognize your own patterns, your own defenses, your own scars. This can be perilous. You might discover that you've been repeating behaviors unknowingly, that your reactions are not truly your own, but reflections of past traumas. you may realize that you haven't been living as yourself, but rather a version molded by fear, habit, and a desire to conform. That's why this video isn't for everyone. It's for those who are ready to confront the harsh realities beneath the surface, for those brave enough to face the raw, sometimes brutal truth. But remember, once you begin, there's no turning back. When you learn to read people, you won't just perceive gestures. You'll see patterns. You won't just hear words. You'll discern intentions. You won't just observe people. You'll notice the cracks in their masks. And within every crack lies a hidden message. This is the start of how to read anyone, to shatter illusions, to become someone who doesn't need to ask to understand, who doesn't rely on assumptions. We will employ psychology like a scalpel, dissecting behaviors, understanding why people cross their arms when they lie, why their voices drop when they feel guilty, why they touch their faces when frightened. And most crucially, we'll learn when to act, knowing when to push, when to remain silent, and when to let silence expose what words cannot. If you're still here, you're also seeking the truth. Welcome to your initiation. After this, you will never see anyone, not even yourself, in the same way again. You've passed through the initial threshold. You're transformed. You can sense it. Now, when someone speaks, you don't just listen, you analyze, you infer, you perceive. However, simply observing isn't enough. You must know what to look for, where to look, and understand the significance of each hidden sign. What follows is not theoretical. It's not for entertainment. It's not designed to go viral. It's a potent guide. The 7 most effective methods to read any person. This is not about making guesses, assuming, or playing at psychology. This is about detecting what even the individual is unaware they are revealing. 7 doors, 7 strategies, 7 keys to unlock the mind of another without their consent. This is where everything changes. First, focus on rhythm rather than content. Don't just listen to the words someone says. Pay attention to how they say them. Words can deceive, but rhythm reveals the truth. When someone speaks from a place of confidence, their speech flows smoothly with natural pauses. When they lie or hide something, their cadence shifts. It may speed up dramatically, as if rushing to prevent their deceit from unraveling, or slow down, cautiously choosing words for fear of revealing too much. Rhythm directly mirrors the nervous system, an authentic echo of internal states that no one can completely control. Look beyond words. Listen to the rhythm, the true music behind what is said. Second, focus on micro-expressions. These aren't about observing overt gestures or dramatic displays, which are easy to fake. What you need to watch are the expressions that flicker briefly, lasting less than a second. A brow that furrows momentarily, a lip that twitches during a strained smile, an extra blink. Micro-expressions stem from the limbic system, the brain area that manages emotions and is incapable of lying. While someone can train their voice or body language, even simulate tears, micro-expressions remain unguarded and revealing. They might be fleeting, but they are profoundly telling. When someone's outward demeanor seems cheerful, but their eyes betray sadness, you've glimpsed a truth they themselves may not yet accept. Third, observe reactions to silence. This is invaluable. Pose a challenging question, one that stirs discomfort or taps into deep emotions, then remain silent. Watch closely. Most people struggle with the void of silence. They may shift uncomfortably, offer a nervous laugh, avert their gaze, or fill the quiet with trivial chatter. This reaction is more revealing than any scripted response. In the absence of prepared lines, when the individual is unsure of what to say, their genuine self emerges. If they respond too hastily, they might be masking something. If they pause but appear uneasy, they are likely grappling with emotions they'd prefer to conceal. Allow the silence to linger. It's a stage where unscripted truths make their appearance. Fourth, look for physical inconsistencies. Here, the disparity between words and body language is glaring. A person might claim tranquility while their hands are clenched, or profess happiness while their jaw is tense and their neck stiff. The body struggles to perform convincingly. Invariably, something betrays the true emotion. If a person's verbal assurance doesn't align with their physical response, trust the body's message. Pay attention to the hands that fidget, the feet that shuffle aimlessly, the rapid blinking. These subtle movements aren't mere background noise. They are confessions. Fifth, analyze the emotional narrative. Listen to how individuals describe others, how they rationalize their errors. The way a person recounts their experiences reveals their internal script. If they consistently portray themselves as victims, if they attribute every misfortune to external forces, if their past is recounted with bitterness, these aren't just stories, they are windows into their psyche. Focus on the language they use. Betrayed, let down, misunderstood. These words don't just recount events. They unveil scars. Understanding someone's emotional narrative is akin to reading their soul. Sixth, recognize patterns of repetition. Nothing is repeated without reason. Choices that recur aren't coincidences, but manifestations of deeper issues. If someone continually engages in harmful relationships, it's not a streak of bad luck, but unresolved emotional wounds. If they habitually abandon projects when faced with challenges, it's not random, but indicative of deeper fears or unresolved conflicts. Recognizing these patterns provides insights into the individual's underlying motivations and likely future behaviors. This knowledge isn't just observational, it's predictive. Finally, pay attention to deflections. When people are uncomfortable or dishonest, they often divert conversations, change topics abruptly, or answer questions with questions. These deflections are protective mechanisms employed to avoid revealing too much or delving into topics they find unsettling. Noticing when and how someone deflects provides clues about their insecurities and the truths they are not ready to confront. These 7 strategies are not just techniques. They are insights into human behavior, Tools that allow you to peel back the layers of superficial interactions and reach the core of what drives people. Mastering these methods doesn't just change how you interact with others. It transforms your understanding of human nature. And with this understanding comes a profound responsibility to use this knowledge ethically and wisely, because with great power comes great responsibility.